What is poppin', y'all? We are back with another episode of the Squid Game, the Challenge Season 2 Aftermath podcast. I am your host, DeAndre, and I am here to break down the games with the players that was in there dealing with the treacherous situations to get you to know a little bit more about them and what was really going down. Now, for my next guest. This is iconic guest, man. Y'all seen him all on y'all screens. Y'all have seen this man go through some of the trials that a lot of people wasn't even able to make it through, you know? But without further ado, I'm going to quit yapping and get to it. My man, Jason, play a 3-2-6 in the building was popping.
Hey, how you doing? What a
I'm good,
what a
man.
wild, strange trip it's been.
I know, right? Insane. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm excited. It's been interesting seeing all the love and support and all the craziness online about the show so far.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy, and you guys have been providing so far. So, first off, is I want to ask. So I have your player profile up here on me, and it tells me. Did you read your profile already?
No,
Oh, you haven't read it. Oh,
I
okay.
forget what they put up there for us.
Well, it says you're from Pennsylvania, a Virgo, behavioral health executive. Behavioral health. Can you explain that a little bit?
I run a nonprofit here in Philadelphia, and it's a therapy organization, mental health organization. So we've got about 100 therapists and psychiatrists and staff here that do provide therapy to all types of folks all throughout the
Nice.
area.
That's awesome. And you've competed in CrossFit competitions.
Yeah, I like to stay healthy. I'm running marathons, CrossFit. I'm getting a little too old for it, but it helped me come up with my stamina in the games, that's for sure.
Hey, that's excellent. I used to do Spartan races, so
Oh
I
yeah,
understand.
I've done this too. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
definitely, definitely. So why did you apply for Squid Game, the challenge season 2?
Well, I mean, like most people, I watched the actual series, the South Korean series itself, in the height of the pandemic. And then when I saw the reality version of season one come out, I'm like, oh, wow, they're making this into a reality. And so I watched the whole thing, I was obsessed with it. And then at the very end, I think it was at the very end, it said, like, and now casting season two. I'm like, get out. So I'm like, whatever, why not? I'll try it. And this was in December of 23. So I just applied, did a video, filled all the information out, and then forgot about it. But I was like, I really want to do this because I think I've always wanted to know how they film reality. Is it really scripted? Do they really like set people up in certain ways? And also just the whole big human social experiment aspect of it. Being in a mental health organization, I always want to know what makes people tick. And I'm like, put all those people in a room together, stuff's gonna fly. I'm just curious what's gonna happen and how will I
Facts.
react. So
Hey, facts. That's exactly what's going down. And so you fill out the application, you find out you get put on the show, and it's the night before you leave. What's going through leave for London? What's going through your head?
panic. Because all I knew is like as soon as they kept saying, as soon as you get off the plane, as soon as you get settled into the hotel before we start, like they're infantilizing you. They're just taking everything away, and so you have no contact to the outside world, and we don't know how long you're going to be gone. So I was just kind of like, can I do that? Can I like go without any contact? And I felt pretty confident that I could, but I was definitely a little bit nervous
Yeah.
about what was going to
No,
happen. I wasn't worried
def
about meeting people or engaging with people. I was more concerned about not being able to contact anybody else.
yeah. No, that's the tough part, man, because you got a lot of stuff going on. You a health executive, so that's a lot to deal with, especially putting your assistant's hands. So definitely understand that. So when you get over there, you go, get settled, but now it's time to enter the dorms. You first step into the dorms. Tell me what's going through your head.
Well, it's interesting because they were letting us come in like one group at a time into the actual first dorm set, and so I'm thinking like, well, it's got to be like last time. We're all going to play red light, green light, and so there's a group of about 20 or 25 of us, and they're like, okay, we're going to go in, and so like production's like, go on in, and we're like, go in for what? Like I didn't know, and so if you watch the show, like I'm like I think number five coming out of the door. And I was literally just, I couldn't believe how big it was, how bright it was, that there were that many beds in the room. Like, oh my God, are we going to sleep here? And people just started freaking out and screaming. But I
Yeah,
just couldn't get over the sheer like size. We were like in an aircraft carrier. It was
yeah,
huge.
ginormous.
Yeah.
It's a shock. It's a shock for sure. So who are some of the players you got close with while entering the dorms initially?
There was a couple sets of like duos and like twins and mother daughter that were there. a lot of them actually got eliminated before I did,
Mm-hmm.
which was interesting too. But I got to know a lot of the people that were already in relationships.
Mm.
And then I think just in general, just the first groups of people that came in, I kind of stuck with.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I try to stay a little bit out of the spotlight. There were a lot of people that were a lot of type A, a lot of really loud people that were like running around trying to meet everybody all at once. And I was like, I'm normally like that, but I kind of just I want to wait and see what happens because I have no
Facts.
idea because you expect it red light green light. I'm like something's not right. So I
Facts.
was just kind of
Facts.
sticking with people that were staying on the peripheral.
Mm-hmm. So you was low key chilling, got your game plan on, but they announced the first game and they separate you guys into X's and O's, and you get on the X and they explain the rules. It's counting forfeit, count to 456 seconds and whatnot. Tell me how you feeling about this game.
Awful. Like, I mean, total loss of control. Like, you have, it's all pure luck. You're putting your life in someone else's hands and there's nothing you can do. It was terrible. Like, we're all sitting, some of us are linking arms. All you can really do is shut up because you're like, somebody's got to take charge. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people wanted to take charge. And so that's
Yeah.
what made me nervous. I'm like, we're going to fall apart because there's too many people screaming, shut up, and we're going to do this. And it's chaos. So I
Yeah.
felt really big loss of control.
Oh yeah. No, it's all out of your hands and you're not the one that picks up there either. So ultimately whatever you say could just fly through their ears and whatever. But fortunately, by the grace of the universe, you picked the X's. The X's went through, elated, excited. Congratulations. You made it past the first game. How did it feel after that?
I mean, unbelievable. But it's kind of like, was this a game? Was this a test? Like,
Mm-hmm.
even when you see the show now, they call it the first test, and they call the next thing the first game. So you didn't
Yeah.
really know like what was going to be next. So now, where do we go from here? Do we go to the dorm? What happens? So there's just as when there's an excitement, like it immediately becomes dread, which you have no idea what's next.
Mm-hmm.
So your emotions go up and down so fast, and I think that's par for the course for this game, this
Oh
whole
yeah.
experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you get back in the dorms and you find out, 430, 431 is back as well. What do you think about that?
Then it felt like this was a plan all along. Like whoever would have I started feeling like whoever would have volunteered to go, the two people that had gone up, that the plan was to actually bring them back, and because I mean, I don't know if that was prescribed or scripted or how they were doing it, but it's true. I think everything truly happened. Like anybody could have gone up and volunteered. It didn't have to be those two. And because it was, we're like, oh, that makes sense. Now how is this gonna change the dynamic? So I'm like sitting back going, I'm not friends with either of them. I don't really know them, but a lot of people are vying for their attention. And once again, I'm like drifting back on, I don't want to be part of any of that. So I wasn't like upset or happy or anything. I just was like, oh, this is what's happening right now. Okay, well,
Okay.
let's see where this goes.
This man's an analyzer. He just sit back and just sees what's going on. I'm like, okay.
That's okay.
So
Yeah,
let's
I'll drift back with my people and kind of like,
okay,
I mean, we're
okay.
being recorded the whole time. Our microphones on us the whole time. So if there's anything crazy that's going to be said, it's going to come out. So
Facts, facts. So soon, very quickly, it is time for the next game on television. I know it's a lot more time than that, but we find out that it is the six-legged pentathlon. Tell me your strategy going into this and why you decided to pick the game you decided to pick out of the Ball in the Cup, Flying Rock, Gongi, House of Cards, and Jeji.
well, I don't know if this is important to note, but there weren't, and this was, I think, maybe explained somewhere, maybe someone knew about this too, but if there wasn't enough even teams for 10 per team. So I was in a team that only had six. So there was three, and we were divided three and three. So the way it worked out for ours, which wasn't shown, is that they skipped the ball in the cup and the flying stone. So our three had to
Oh,
go directly and advanced to Gongi, which was the
wow.
American version of Jacks. So we had Jacks, we had the House of Cards, and we had Jeggy, which is like
Mm-hmm.
American version of hacky sack, I guess. And so I chose, like, I was the two women I was with. I just chose Gongi, and they're like, "You're gonna really do that?" I said, "I remember playing Jacks as a kid. Like I'm a man of a certain age, and I remember playing Jacks as a kid before we had video games. So I'll try it. I'd never practiced it, didn't know anything about it. I'm like, it can't be that hard. It was awful in that situation. Everything was heightened. the lights, it was hot, you're nervous, it's quiet, there's cameras in your face, you're like, oh my God. But I just thought I saw the two in with me and they were like, there's no way. I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
Wow, he got it and didn't even practice it. You didn't think about buying the game beforehand?
No, I didn't even. I kept thinking they were gonna. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't want to go that crazy. I just wanted to walk in raw and just see what happens.
That's kind of what I did. I didn't practice none of this stuff either.
Yeah,
I just walked up on in there, you know?
you just walk up and you're like, oh, I guess so. Like, were there some games from the actual show? Yeah, there were. But I knew there was gonna be other ones that weren't in there too. So whatever.
Yeah,
I just tried it.
I like
But
this
it
man's
wasn't the
style.
full. They didn't do the full. I mean, there's rules to that game, but they modified it for us so that you could actually, because otherwise it would take forever. I think the whole getting everybody through there would have probably taken forever.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, your team does win, so congratulations. You take care of business and you move on to the next round. And so you soon get back into the dorms and it's definitely wiped down to a little bit. I will ask, did you watch the father-daughter dynamic on the screen like everyone else was? Were you able to see that?
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I was watching the show a couple times, and I'm like dead center, like in the middle, watching the whole thing too. And I was curious, like that was it going on at the same time? Did they pre-film? Like I don't know, but there
Hmm.
was so much. I was really invested because I knew several of the people on the other team. I knew that they were actually close with me, so I'm like rooting for them,
Hmm.
not for Zoe's team, because I was like I wanted them to go. So it was intense, and I'm like, did they split it this way? Are they timed the right way? How are they doing? You got all this. You think you would have to assume there's all these psychological games going on. So I didn't know if that was happening in real time or if they were making it believe they were really close.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know,
never
but
know.
yeah,
He's
but I wasn't
analyzing
necessarily rooting.
everything.
I wasn't rooting for her.
Hey,
I
that's
think
fair.
everybody. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I was kind of like all duos need to be split.
I would have said the same thing. Say the exact
No,
same thing.
it's a
Well,
strategy, and it
it
makes
it
it.
is. It is. I mean, why would you want to have a team to go against instead of individuals? You know? So, well, soon the game is over and the guards come out and they announce that the five slowest players on each game must come up and there is a vote out and those players are 180, 89, 43, 44, and 289. Did you know any of those players?
289 was on my team.
Oh,
Sean was on my team. Yep, she was the slowest, and Jay. That's why I'm like, I am so surprised we got through it because we only had three, and she was the slowest in that. So I voted O.
oh, really? Wow.
I voted to save her because she was on my team. Like
Yeah.
if we didn't get through it, we wouldn't have won.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's
But
so.
then again, if she was the slowest, we may not have won, but we did. So I just added loyalty. And Faith was player 361. She was with me the whole time. She's probably one of my best,
Hmm.
closest friends. There's a couple of the women there that I was the tightest with, and
Hmm.
I just wherever she went, I followed. And so she was also on that team. She did House of Cards.
Oh, cool,
So
cool.
we
Well,
both
that's
voted
nice.
to save
Well,
her.
unfortunately, they got voted out. Your homie's going home, and there's only 107 of you left. It happened so quickly. After one game, there's only 107 people left. That's insane, considering Pentathlon was technically the first game, I guess, if you want to call it. So,
Right.
but yeah, so congratulations on making it to 100, basically 100 people left. And soon the voice above comes and gives you a choice to either get a regular meal or pick a scratcher. How'd you feel about that and what did
I
you
was too
decide to do?
hungry. I was too hungry. I feel like people that chose that were looking for some other. They was always looking for the advantage of the risk takers, and I'm a little more conservative. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so when you found out that some people got extra food, were you like, maybe I should have picked the scratcher, or you were like, nah, I'm okay.
No, I'm
No.
like, it can't be that much better. Like, I'd rather just. I mean, I even see some of the other stuff. Like, if there was a opportunity for donuts or cookie or pizza, and I'm going, I'm better off if I'm going to make it all the way like is further in this game. Just keep me at the same diet and the same sleep schedule. Like, keep me consistent because it'll send my body into shock. I had been like, I went off coffee and all caffeine a month before the show filmed. I like slowly worked myself down to like decaf and eventually none. And then I completely cut out sugar a couple weeks before because I'm like, I know I'm not going to get it and I don't want to crash. So why would I? want a donut at that point. My body would
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
react.
that would mess you up. That's a good point. This man's
Yeah, like no
smart.
way.
You real smart.
Like no
Now see,
way.
you see why he's the executive, y'all?
Put me
Because
back
that's
in,
how.
coach. Put me back in.
I know, right? Facts, facts. And so, soon that comes and goes and whatnot. So people get disadvantages, and the second game is about to start. And so you guys walk into a room
Yeah.
with four colored boxes: yellow, purple, light blue, and pink. And you must pick a dot to stand on. What color did you pick, and why did you pick that square
I
color?
picked pink first. So
Okay.
remember I told you like Faith was on my team and she was she's my girl. I'm gonna go wherever she goes. We scrambled and I'm over in pink because a lot of other people that I knew were in the pink section. And I look over and she's standing in yellow and she's like this, like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you following me? But everything was all taken. And then someone, I think it was Jaunty, believe it or not, stepped off the dot, and then I like bolted across last minute and stood next to her. But he was leaving because he thought, I knew there were less dots. So
Mm-hmm.
he and a couple other, I think it was Heath and August were the
Yeah,
other two.
118, 82, and 111.
Yeah. So they were like, we're gonna stand off the side. So I originally was pink. So I always wonder, like, if I made that decision differently, what would have happened? But yeah, I went over to yellow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's exactly, what happened. And you never know. But what we do know is that you guys enter the next room and they explain the game is catch. Now, everybody, obviously catch is a catch game, but what is catch? And they announced, well, before you guys go in, they announced that 111, 18, and 82 don't have to play the game. How'd you feel about that?
I knew there was literally a catch, like literally another
Facts.
catch, like
Facts.
something else is gonna go wrong, and I don't want any part of it. So
Facts. So they explain each group must line up on colored dots and throw the ball to the front of the line. The ball is dropped, and the thrower and the catcher are eliminated. Very simple instructions. The way they worded it was a little confusing. I had to like re-listen to what they said. I'm like, huh? But once you see it, it's like obvious. So
yeah.
hearing the rules, how'd you feel about the game?
My first thought was catch what? Like what kind of ball is it? I'm thinking it's CrossFitter. I'm like, is it a wall ball? Is it a dodge ball? I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
it's a bigger ball. And
Mm-hmm.
then someone says maybe it's all different sizes. And you don't know what's going to be. So like all the conspiracy theories run around. So regardless, my instinct is go towards the back because if they run out and all these people are terrible, they put all the people that are my mind would have been put people in the front that are not great, but that's me like being nice. Like I don't want everybody to have a chance, and then put everybody else in the back, and the likelihood that it's going to get back there is slim to none. And but other teams had different strategies. Ours was to put some of the people in the front that don't know, put some people in the middle that are people won't want to throw to, and then put some of us like I was in the line with Viper was all the way in the back of my line. And so I was like not that far off. I was only a couple more up from him.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
I
yeah.
guess
I mean,
I'm 6'4", so they were like, "You can catch," like,
you
okay,
like, I got you. Can you catch?
got it, right?
You got good catching abilities, right?
Maybe.
We'll see. Maybe, maybe. Okay, okay. Well, yes, that was the strategy going in. They said there's 16 balls in the game, and once 16 are dropped, the game is over. So everybody's strategizing. You guys, you just said your team strategy and whatnot. You're gonna pick the people who they think can catch in the back and the weaker players in the front. Other teams put their really strong people in the front. I don't know why, but that was crazy to see. I was not happy to see that.
You
What
weren't
do you
even
think?
in the room where it happened. It was like, I mean, we were all like, why are they doing that? Like, it just, there's a lot of people in that line that I was like, I was like, surprise, surprise, the twins are up front. Like,
So, apologies, y'all. Technical difficulties on my end, but so we know the game. You guys team strategy and whatnot, and so we get a lot of balls down. I know I marked down every single ball, so I have your fates in here. So you get towards the back. Let me see, 45, 95, 145, 233, 330. So they did yours really quickly. Now that I made a note, they didn't really show yours like that, but it's you've seen everybody getting out. You some people catching, but a lot of people get out around your time. Tell me kind of when the ball's coming into yours, and then ultimately when it does come, tell me kind of how that plays out.
well, I know that like, so rewind real quick is that the blue strategy was like, let's just go all the way down the line, and we get further down the line, and people are not going to turn around if they all keep catching it, which was their strategy. Then when you turn around and someone else comes in, they're not going to throw it; they're going to go somewhere else. So between the other three teams, we're trying to get the team down our line so that it does the same thing, comes all the way down to a certain point where people don't want to give it anymore. And we had several people that were like, put us in the middle because we don't want to. But what happened is that it just kept going down. Everybody forgot the strategy, and it just kept going down the line, and people were exploding out, and it was kind of falling out, which was scary because I'm watching it going. It just was one after another, and it got to the people just before me. I'm trying to remember their number. I know their names, but not their numbers. It's Beth and Al, and so what I came to realize really quickly and forgot was that if the thrower and the catcher are out, then the person that was in that line advances. And so that's what happened to me. And I think that's why it went so fast, because there was like doubles that were going out. And so when you watch the show, like they keep going back to our line, and there's me in every reaction you can imagine. And that was like the most you could see me in there was like essentially panicked. Like, oh my God, it's going to actually get to me. And I am really far back. And am I going to be able to catch it? And so although, Beth and Al in front of me were like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to see Beth go. Like, she's one of the people I really connected with. She gets up, throws it, and he like fumbles and misses it. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, but at least I don't, I'm like, well, at least I don't have to catch it. But then I'm looking at the other teams and I'm going, I don't know those people. And I don't know what's going to happen. And so I turn back to player 057, who's one of my like best friends there, and she's like, I got you. Like, I'm gonna catch it. I'm good. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be great. Okay. So like I advance up. They hand me the ball. And I remember hearing them announce it until they said it. 7 balls remaining, and I'm like, crap. Like, here we go. What they don't show is that I was like, we couldn't figure out, is it 1, 2, 3 throw, or is it 1, 2 throw? Like, what is it? So we didn't rehearse that. And so I'm yelling at her, and and she jumps off the spot before I throw it. And I'm like, wait. So she's already like amped up. So we did it real slow. And I was like, am I going to make it all the way back there? And I do. Like, I actually make it all the way back there. And it looks like she catches it, and it just bounces out of her hand. And my first reaction wasn't, oh, crap. Because immediately I saw her just fall to the ground and cry. And I'm like, and I immediately, I ran to her. So you see it in split seconds, but you just see us grabbing each other and falling over. And it was more emotional for me to see her like that than it was actually not, being put out myself. That's the kind of relationships that we had there. I mean, this, like, you get so close to people under such intense circumstances that you feel for it. When you watch from the show from the outside, you're like, why are they crying? And it's like, because we weren't like, oh, by the way, I'm just going to go read a book or watch TV or go on my phone. Like, all you have are these people 24/7. And so to see her go out like that and knowing how bad she wanted it I was more sad for her.
Yeah, man. That's I understand what you mean. You with these people, no phones, no outside communication. These people are your family essentially,
Yeah,
These are your
it
best
was intense.
friends. And
Yeah.
when they say best friend, this is my best friend. Like, you'll spend more time with those people than you have with people you've known for years and years and years in that 1 week or so. And so I definitely understand what you mean. And
We
people
have
at
been
home
like,
is
we have stayed in touch like ever since. And like every time she texts me, she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's not your fault. Like, this is the way it goes. Like,
yeah.
there's a part of me think like, she almost had it and I could have gone on to the next thing. Yeah, of course, of course. But do I regret any of it? Absolutely not.
I
Absolutely not.
mean, man, this is a real executive sound bites coming from you right now. I like it, man. If y'all want to be an executive, this is how you got to think, man. This is how you got to think. And so, unfortunately, you, player 326, are eliminated from the game. You have to head back home to Philly. When you get back to Philly, tell me how you feeling.
First of all, I was sick as a dog with a fever. I think my body was so run down and so exhausted that I'm pretty much I'm just in disbelief that it even happened. I had told my job that I was going to be out for 3 weeks, and here I am back, 10 days later. So I'm like, I didn't stay as long as I wanted to. So I ended up spending a couple days just in bed, just recouping, getting from not only from jet lag, but just feeling sick and just trying to reorient myself to what I was actually in. It took a couple weeks to really like figure out like my bearings.
Yeah.
It
No, I
was it
definitely
was it was a
understand that.
lot. It was a lot
Yeah.
to handle. And then also try to like figure out what am I going to do with this information now that it's not, I mean, when is it going to air? What is it going to look like? There's
Yeah.
so many unknowns, and you have no idea how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
It
Facts.
was
You
like
don't
my
know.
entire personality for so long, and now nothing. You know?
Yeah. You gotta act like it's just not there until it comes out. So no, it's a weird feeling, but now the show's out, it's good, and you can yap about it and tell everybody and explain and be having these public relationships with all these people now instead of just
Yeah.
hiding and keeping the files on your phone. So, what is the biggest lesson you think you took away from being on Squid Game: The Challenge season 2?
I think when you're stripped away and you're only left with yourself, with your own thoughts, your own feelings, that your true side really comes out. Like the fact that you gravitate to the people that you're most comfortable with. For me, I stay true to myself. I associate with the people that were true to themselves and that had honest connection. That's a strategy. When I have interviewed for this, so when I was going through the casting process, I told them I would play the game very, very honest and fair. I wasn't going to lie about who I was or anything, and that's a strategy but it's also, I think, in my situation, it wouldn't have changed anything. She missed the ball. I threw the ball in a way that she missed it.
Yeah,
That wouldn't change anything. Should I have
yeah,
regressed later? What would I have done? But I feel good about how I acted and I mean, it's not even how I was portrayed because I think I have one line in the whole thing when the player is the last deciding vote before you vote people off when Johnson hits the X and he like dramatically walks away. That voiceover is me, and the award goes to that's me. Like I'm like that's my only line in the whole thing, and that's the truest true of me. Is like I can't stand the drama. I can't see people that act as if, and I know that I wasn't like that, but I also can't keep my mouth shut. So I learned a lot about that I am who I am,
yeah.
and not everybody sees that in this show, but my friendships that I've maintained since then show that. So
That's excellent. I love to hear that, man. That's what kind of what's all about at the end of the day, And so, you were a great representative. You did amazing on the show. Made it further than most people, and you maintained yourself in a way that you can be proud of looking back. And you didn't act a fool and make, disrespect you, your family, or anyone else that you friends or whatever on the show and outside of the show. And that's I can stand highly and respect those people the most if I'm being quite frank. The entertainment stuff is cool and funny and all, but you remember you're representing other people other than yourself on the show. So,
it's true.
well, cool, Jason. Well, thank you so much. This has been
Yeah,
excellent. If the people want to find you, follow your journey, where can they find you?
on Instagram,
And what's your
Anhorn
Instagram?
Shuffle. Yep.
Oh, follow him, y'all. Anhorn Shuffle, man. And well, this was great. Thank you so
Yep.
much for chatting with me today. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And for
Me
the
in
rest of the
Philly.
people, yeah, back in Philly, people back home, thank you for joining and watching. Peace, blessings, deuces, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks a lot.